Ireland believes it is protected. Protected by water. Protected by distance. Protected by the simple fact that it is an island. There are no great caravan routes here. No Silk Road crossing the land. No endless columns of merchants moving from city to city. To the people of Ireland in the summer of 1348, the world's disasters feel far away. But disease does not need roads. It does not need borders. It only needs a ship. This is a reconstruction of one ordinary day. A day that felt permanent. A day no one thought to remember, because no one knew it was the last normal one. It is early morning in Dublin. A thin mist hangs over the water. Church bells ring softly, carried inland by the wind. The smell of salt, damp wood, and fish settles over the harbor. Dublin is not a giant city like London or Paris. It holds perhaps 10,000 people, maybe a few more. Small enough to feel familiar. Large enough to depend on trade. The harbor wakes first. Ropes creak. Sails are furled. Cargo shifts in the half-light. Barrels of wine from the continent. Salt from western ports. Coarse cloth. Iron tools. In return, Ireland sends out hides, wool, grain, and fish. The sea is not a barrier here. It is the city's lifeline. A ship has arrived overnight from Bristol. The sailors are tired. Their clothes smell of sweat and tar. They speak quietly at first, then louder as the dock comes alive. They talk about England, about towns where people fall sick without warning, about swellings under the arms and along the neck, about men who go to bed healthy and are buried 2 days later. Someone mentions blackened fingers. Someone else laughs nervously and calls it a sailor's tale. Stories always grow worse at sea. Here, the air feels clean. The sun is rising. The city is still standing. Ireland has heard frightening rumors before. War. Famine. Religious conflict across the water. This sounds like more of the same. A dock laborer steps forward to unload cargo. He lifts sacks of grain with practiced ease. 2 or 3 pennies for a long day's work. Enough for bread, thin ale, and a place on a shed floor. He hears the sailors talking. He shrugs. England always has problems. Ireland has survived worse. The sea lies calm behind him, reflecting the pale sky. It does not look like a road for death. It never does. By mid-morning, Dublin is fully awake. The streets inside the walls are narrow. Timber houses lean toward each other, blocking out the sun. Upper floors jut forward, almost touching across the lane. There are no sewers. Waste runs along shallow channels in the street. Water is drawn from shared wells. Pigs root through refuse. Dogs fight over scraps. Rats are everywhere, though no one thinks much about them. They have always been here. This is a city built for trade, not for health. And trade does not stop easily. Above the noise of the streets, church bells ring again. Ireland is a land of monasteries. Beyond the market and the harbor, stone walls enclose quiet courtyards where monks copy texts by candlelight. Here, knowledge lives. Not the knowledge of contagion. Not the knowledge of bacteria. But the knowledge of scripture, history, and tradition. A monk dips his quill into ink and writes about the weather. About crops. About small disputes between families. He has heard rumors of a pestilence in England. He notes it briefly. Distant troubles are common in the annals. Most of them never arrive. To him, disease is not something that moves. It is something God sends. There is no reason to close the harbor. No reason to separate the sick. No reason to fear the air itself. Not yet. Outside the city, the land opens up. This is Gaelic Ireland. Fields shared by kin groups. Cattle as wealth. Families spread thin across the countryside. Life here moves slowly. Lower population means fewer sudden deaths. Less crowding. More space. If sickness comes, it will come late. But when it comes, it will not stop. A child watches sheep along a low stone wall. The wind moves through tall grass. Nothing feels urgent. No one here knows what a ship unloaded this morning. No one knows that fleas do not respect clan boundaries. As evening approaches, the harbor remains open. No orders come from above. No warnings are issued. The city still needs food. Merchants still need profit. Ireland still believes the sea will protect it. That night, candles are lit behind shuttered windows. Families eat, pray, and sleep. The ships rock gently at anchor. Rats move through their holds. Fleas wait. Dublin rests, unaware that the island has already been reached. Not by armies, not by conquest, but by commerce. And this was only the beginning. By midday, the city sounds the same as it always has. Markets argue over prices. Footsteps echo off stone. The smell of bread, smoke, and damp wool fills the streets. Nothing looks wrong. And that is how disaster usually arrives. Inside the monasteries, the world is quiet. Monks move slowly through stone corridors worn smooth by centuries of feet. Candles burn low, even in daylight. The air smells of wax, parchment, and cold limestone. These places are Ireland's memory. Here, events are recorded so that the future may know what the present endured. But the present has no language for what is coming. A monk pauses his writing. He has been noting deaths in a nearby parish. A few more than usual. Fever, weakness, sudden collapse. Nothing unheard of. People have always died of fevers. He writes a short line. No emphasis. No alarm. To him, disease does not travel. It appears. Sent by God. Lifted by God. There is no concept of an invisible enemy moving from body to body. There is only judgment. Outside the city walls, the land breathes more freely. Ireland is still mostly rural. Families' lives spread across fields and pasture. Cattle graze where grain once stood. Here, life is governed by seasons, not clocks. Distance feels like protection. And for a time, it is. Fewer people means fewer chances for illness to leap from one body to another. The countryside will be spared briefly. But when sickness finally arrives, it will find something worse than crowding. It will find isolation. A traveler leaves the city before dusk. He is not fleeing disease. He has not heard enough to be afraid. He carries news, supplies, stories from the harbor. He stays the night with kin, shares food, shares air. By morning, he is gone. What he leaves behind cannot be seen. Back in the city, the rhythm begins to shift. A household does not open its shutters. A merchant fails to arrive at his stall. At first, it is inconvenience, then confusion, then discomfort. People whisper that something is wrong, but no one agrees on what. Some say it is the weather. Others blame spoiled food. A few mention the rumors from across the water. Most dismiss them. Ireland has always outlasted English troubles. A bell rings, not the steady call to prayer. A faster toll, a death bell, then another. The sounds overlap. Still, no panic spreads. Death is common in the medieval world. Children die. Mothers die. Laborers die young. What matters is not that people are dying. It is how fast. In a small infirmary attached to a religious house, a man lies sweating through linen. His neck is swollen. Pain radiates down his arms. The monks try what they know. Herbs, prayer, bloodletting. Nothing helps. By nightfall, he is gone. His body is washed. His bedding is reused. The sickness does not leave with him. It stays. By late afternoon, the harbor feels different. The ships are still there. The ropes still creak. But voices are quieter. A sailor refuses to disembark. Another begs for water but will not step onto land. Someone mentions Bristol again. This time, no one laughs. A question hangs in the air. If the sea did not stop it, what will? As the sun lowers, Dublin pulls inward. Doors close earlier than usual. Candles are lit sooner. Families eat in silence. Outside, the streets grow empty. Ireland does not yet know the name of what has arrived. It does not know how it spreads, or how many it will take. It only knows that something has changed, and that the island, for the first time, feels small. Night falls quickly in Ireland. There are no streetlights, no glowing windows lining the roads, only firelight and the dark. Doors are barred earlier than usual. Families gather close to hearths, speaking in low voices. No one knows exactly what is happening, only that something is wrong. And wrong things in this world rarely arrive alone. In the streets of Dublin, the city exhales. The noise of the market is gone. The harbor has quieted. A watchman walks slowly, lantern swinging, calling the hour. All is well. The words echo, then disappear into narrow lanes. Behind shuttered windows, people eat their final normal meals. Bread, porridge, thin ale. Tomorrow will be the same, they tell themselves. It always is. In one house, a father coughs. At first, it is nothing. Smoke from the fire, perhaps. By midnight, his skin burns with fever. By dawn, his neck will swell. But that is still hours away. For now, the city sleeps. Down at the harbor, the tide shifts. Ships rock gently at anchor. In their holds, grain rustles. Wood creaks. Rats move. They slip from ship to dock, from dock to street, unseen. No announcement marks the moment. No bell rings. History rarely announces itself. Across the countryside, the same quiet settles. Farms lie dark beneath open skies. Animals shift in pens. A traveler coughs beside a dying fire. He will not wake. By morning, his family will gather in confusion, not fear. Fear comes later. By the end of that week, Dublin will no longer sound like a city. The bells will ring too often, then stop. Priests will die faster than they can be replaced. Monks will leave lines unfinished in their books. The harbor will remain open longer than it should. Trade must continue. Trade always continues. Until it cannot. By winter, the numbers will no longer make sense. 1 in 3 gone. Perhaps more. Entire households erased. Villages emptied. Fields left unplanted. Cattle wandering without owners. Ireland will not collapse in flames or battle. It will hollow out. Quietly. The annals will record it in restrained language. A great pestilence. Many died. I think, clergy and lay alike. I does. They will not describe the silence.
It hurts.
Or the smell.
Rest now.
Or the way survivors avoided each other's eyes. Some things never make it onto parchment. Years later, forests will reclaim land once farmed. Families will vanish from memory. Ireland will endure, but changed. Weakened. Its social fabric thinned, thread by thread. All because of a day that felt ordinary. That night, in the summer of 1348, Ireland believed it was safe. The sea was calm. The candles burned low. No one knew they were standing at the edge of a before. No one ever does. Anyway, I'm Tom. I watch the past so we can better understand the present. And together, we keep history reborn. I'll see you in the next era.